Forget the Tucson you have in your head right now, because Hyundai has just taken one of its most familiar SUVs and pushed it in a completely different direction. The smooth, almost futuristic crossover we know today is being replaced by something longer, wider, boxier, and far more serious looking. And here's the interesting part. The styling may grab all the attention, but it isn't the change that could matter most once people actually start buying this thing. Hyundai has now revealed the next-generation Tucson in South Korea, and this isn't another small facelift with different bumpers and updated lights. This is a new generation. The body has grown by around 2.3 inches in length. The wheelbase stretches by roughly 1.2 inches, and the SUV is wider as well. Those numbers don't sound dramatic on their own. Put them together, however, and they explain why the new Tucson has such a different presence. It no longer looks like Hyundai simply wanted a stylish, compact crossover. It looks like Hyundai wanted something with the visual weight of a larger SUV. And that brings us to the first big change, the design. The previous Tucson was defined by curves, complicated surfaces, and those unusual lighting elements inside the grille. Hyundai has almost flipped that idea completely. The new model is much more upright. The hood looks flatter. The wheel arches are stronger. The surfaces look more geometric, and the entire SUV has a tougher, almost off-road inspired stance. Hyundai's newer Art of Steel design direction is clearly moving the Tucson away from the soft crossover look that dominates this class. But look closer, because Hyundai hasn't simply made it boxier and called it a day. Across the nose is a thin horizontal lighting element, while the vertical lighting at the outer edges gives the front end a much wider appearance. The lower fascia is darker and more substantial. From the rear, the lighting continues that horizontal theme, but the tall vertical elements create a very different signature from what we have today. It's clean from a distance, yet there is still enough detail to make it unmistakably modern. Now here's where this redesign gets more interesting. Boxy SUVs are everywhere right now. Hyundai already pushed the Santa Fe dramatically in that direction, and a smaller Tucson could easily have looked like someone simply hit the shrink button. But that's not quite what happened here. The Tucson still has its own proportions, and those exaggerated wheel arches and sharply sculpted rear quarters give it a more compact, almost athletic shape. It looks tougher without pretending to be a body-on-frame off-roader. And that distinction matters because most Tucson buyers are not climbing mountains every weekend. They're commuting, they're carrying kids, they're loading groceries, they're taking highway trips. So making an SUV look adventurous is easy. Making that tougher shape useful is the part that actually matters. And when you move inside, Hyundai clearly isn't treating this as a minor evolution either. The cabin has been redesigned around a much more horizontal layout. There's a large central display, a new center console treatment, and a two-spoke steering wheel. Hyundai's also moving toward its newer Plios infotainment ecosystem, which means the software experience could become just as important as the physical redesign. That sounds good, but there's a trap here. Modern interiors keep becoming cleaner by removing buttons, and cleaner does not always mean easier. A beautiful touchscreen is impressive in a showroom. Trying to change something while driving at 70 miles per hour is a different story. So one of the things worth watching when the US spec Tucson arrives is how Hyundai balances digital controls with the physical functions people actually use every day. The best technology disappears into the experience. The worst technology makes you think about the screen every time you want to adjust something simple. Still, the overall direction is clear. Hyundai wants this cabin to feel more expensive than the Tucson's position in the market might suggest, and that may be more important than another tenth of a second in acceleration, because the compact SUV battle has changed. Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Mazda, everyone can build a competent family crossover now. The fight is increasingly about which one feels like you got more car for your money. But performance is where we have to be careful, because Hyundai has not yet released the complete powertrain specifications for every market. Current reporting expects the next Tucson to continue offering conventional and electrified choices, including hybrid powertrains, but final U.S. configurations, outputs, fuel economy numbers, and pricing still need to be confirmed. In other words, anyone giving you exact horsepower numbers for every 2027 Tucson trim right now is getting ahead of what Hyundai has actually announced. And this might end up being the most important part of the whole vehicle. A dramatic redesign can bring people into a dealership once. An excellent hybrid system can keep the Tucson competitive for years. Toyota has made hybrid powertrains central to the RAV4 story. Honda has pushed hard with the CR-V hybrid. If Hyundai can pair this much stronger visual identity with an efficient, refined hybrid setup at the right price, the Tucson suddenly becomes much more difficult to ignore. Because think about what Hyundai is doing here. A few generations ago, choosing the Tucson could feel like choosing the value alternative. You looked at the established players, then looked at the Hyundai because it offered a lot of equipment for the price. That perception has been changing for years, but this redesign makes the ambition impossible to miss. Hyundai doesn't appear to want the Tucson sitting quietly beside the segment leaders anymore. It wants the car to be noticed first. And there is a reason the stakes are high. The hugely important product for Hyundai has become its best-selling model in the United States. Changing something that successful this dramatically is not a risk-free decision. Make it too weird and you alienate people who simply want a normal family SUV. Make it too conservative and the redesign becomes invisible. Hyundai is trying to land directly between those two extremes. There's also another question that won't be answered by pictures: price. Early third-party estimates put the redesigned model somewhere around the low $30,000 range to start, but Hyundai has not announced official U.S. pricing yet. And that distinction matters. If the new Tucson moves too far up market, suddenly the premium-looking cabin and larger body are not bonuses. They're things buyers expect because they're paying more. If Hyundai keeps the price increase controlled, however, the whole equation changes. This is where the Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V should probably be paying attention. Not because the new Tucson has somehow defeated them before anyone has even driven it. That would be ridiculous. Those SUVs have enormous reputations, loyal customers, and proven formulas. The threat is simpler than that. Hyundai is giving buyers another reason to stop automatically choosing the obvious answer. And the Tucson doesn't even have to beat every competitor at everything. It only needs to combine strong fuel economy, useful space, good technology, competitive pricing, and this much more distinctive design. If it does that, suddenly the question is no longer, why would I buy the Hyundai? The question becomes, why wouldn't I?